Hello everyone, this is Yoshi542 and today we will have two replays of the Chinese Tier 8 Heavy, the 110. So we're gonna go to faster replay speed at the moment as I will describe what happens while this tank goes to its main destination. Most of the team will be heading to the east side of the map, the 9 or 0 line, 920 line, I don't know how you'd call it. And I will be heading to the west along with a few other tanks, while two tanks, Hellcat and SU-100M, will most likely be guarding our cap. We have a T-21, a T-69, a Cairn-Veron, SU-152, and me. I got shot by Tiger II there, although you saw it kind of in double speed, but it's okay. That is just an inconsequential shot that had to happen for me to cross the area. So, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here, and mess with replay speeds. And as you can see, I am kind of in a side scrape position, kind of. Not fully, but I do have a decent amount of protection with this angle. And I'm waiting because I see a 110, but he doesn't go through the corner. So now I shoot an M6 that pops up, and I even take out his tracks. He shoots at me, hits my tracks, and by the time he backs up, I still get a shot into him. Tiger II also shoots at my track. M6 tries to get a shot, doesn't really penetrate. Tiger II exposes the lower frontal pretty easily. Shoot it, low roll, 240 damage. And the T-69 finishes off that wounded M6. I shoot through that 110's grating there, and I was able to hit the Tiger II's lower front plate, the engine compartment area. He's probably not very happy. And he decides, okay, you know what, I will side scrape. I do APCR, as I've been doing, and I hit the front of his hull, actually, when he barely tried to reverse out. You see there, it's kind of hard for him to get a good angle. And I do it again. Watch. Same exact spot. That was beautiful. And he's down 107 health. So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. And I decide to load up HE. This is going to be my decision, because, you know, I don't think he's going to make that same mistake 3 times in a row. Twice? Okay, 3? No. So I load up HE while he's raging about me using premium ammo. And when he backs up, he doesn't expose the front this time. He's smart about it. So I wait for it, and the timer looks to be broken in the game, but it's okay. I fire HE as he kind of flattens the angle a little bit more, enabling me to kill him, which was great. So here, I am going to go for a shot, and I do track that 110, luckily, but he goes for a repair kit. And he backs up even more, with the Cairn-Veron, myself, and the T-69 all pursuing him. I go forward, hoping that he'll not shoot at me. T-69 misses or bounces. He shoots at me and takes out my tracks for some reason, and I penetrate him yet again. And he's down to 110, 101 health. He's gonna die. And I shoot him since the Cairn-Veron misses, and I kill him. So, Tiger II is still complaining, sour grapes. And the game ends. Rather boring and inconsequential, right? It was a good game considering I had a really good engagement with Tiger II. But it was unfortunate for us since our team failed miserably and died. Almost all of them died at the east side of the map, which allowed the enemy to swoop in and take our cap. The 3 of us that survived, Cairn-Veron, T-69, and my 110, could not stop their cap. So, we shall go to view the scores. As you can see here, we got a steel wall, which probably means courageous resistance, I think, I'm not sure. I got a lot of experience off a loss, considering that was the courageous resistance bonus. 3 tanks were hit, 2 were killed, 110 and Tiger II. M6 did not die by my hands, but he definitely got hurt badly. The damage done was over 3,000. You can see here. And the amount of credits earned was pretty good considering I used some APCR. I received a potential of just around or under 3,400 damage, and I did obviously 3k plus damage. 11 shots fired, 11 hit, and 11 penetrated. So I'm glad I actually used that HE round against the Tiger II at the end. That was pretty funny. So, having said that, we will now go into the next replay, which will be in Swamp. You will get a black screen, but don't worry about it. And we will load up the replay. So, here we are on Swamp, and I'm gonna do something that I usually don't do when I play on this map all that often. I will be heading south. Usually, I kinda like to go up north, but even middle is fine with me, although south is an interesting place. So let's just skip around, or at least increase the replay speed. And once we get to my destination, we will slow down replay speed to 1x. So the first tank spotted by me, in my opinion, was this Type 62, a Chinese light tank, scout tank. Me and the Panther II was able to damage it. And whoops, left it at 2x, but it's okay, he died. And that did 2 shots, along with the Panther II's assisting hits, was able to kill that scout tank pretty easily. I was taking shots at that, where I was there, but none of them penetrated. And 2 shots from artillery, both Des-51 and M44, tried to bombard me, but I was just out of the way, and they did no damage whatsoever. So I'm gonna go around this little bend here, and Panther II is going to be over here. And I'm going to try to get a decent enough angle where I'll be able to deflect some shots. And here, I get a nice shot, 343 damage, along with the Panther II on that SU-100M1. Here, he goes into cover, into hiding, but he makes a mistake. Watch. He backs up, trying to get into a good position, and I get a really lucky shot from that range, and it kills him. The M44 is able to finish off the poor Panther II. I think the Panther II had like 500 plus health, and M44 must have gotten a good clean shot. So, here we are. Now we see a T-29, but he backs off immediately. And I realize, okay, they're probably going to go after me. And I got shot again, I don't know by what. It's not the IS-6. IS-6 gets this shot off, and that's a low roll, 355 damage to me. And I back up, but I also damage him with about 334 damage. So, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, maybe I should just back up, move around a little bit to avoid Artie. And there's I-6, and he exposes his side. Bad idea. And he gets hit, and since his gun takes longer to aim than mine, he takes kind of a clutch shot and hits the hill instead. Even so, he'd have a hard time hitting me. The T-34 comes in to help me. And the T-34 will act as a spotter while I sit around here for a little bit, but I'm going to move forward. Right now, I'm just, kind of tentative. T-34 gets tracked, I'm not sure by what. So here, I'm kind of edging forward, maybe keeping it a spot. One at artillery does 209 damage, and it might have been the FV-304. And I see the 152, and I panic. I'm like, uh-oh, back up, back up, back up. Luckily, something shot at me, but it wasn't the 152. I take a shot, kind of clutch. He shot me and damaged my gun before I shot him, which was lucky, in my opinion. Now with a damaged gun, my accuracy is going to drop. But I damaged him, the T-34 and artillery damaged him, and I finished him off. There goes the 152. So now they're back down to 2 heavy tanks in this bend with me and a T-34. He misses, the T-34 comes in, and shoots and blasts me, 320 square damage, pretty good damage from him, average roll. I shoot at him and took out his tracks, and he was forced to repair, and artillery's trying to light me up as well. So the T-34 died. So it's now me and an I-6 and a T-29 with a Tiger II coming around to help him too. The I-6 misses, or actually bounces yet again, and I shoot his front sprocket here. Easy damage, and it tracks him. The next shot, unfortunately, only tracks him more. The KV-2 finishes him off though, and the T-29 I believe died to artillery. Yeah, the 304 killed it. And there's a Tiger II around the area. You're gonna see it in a second here. My gun is loaded. I'm hoping to shoot him, and I'm using regular AP this time, so I can't. No APCR. I shoot. He shoots me. I'm not sure what he shot. Might have shot my lower front, but it's okay. I still have some health. I go forward, and there it is. That F-34 killed me and the Panther II in basically the same exact position here. So that was rather unfortunate. The remaining results of this game will be us basically winning. I did at least 3,000 damage, and I'm sure I absorbed quite a lot of damage as well. But if I lived and that M44 actually missed, probably could have had a much better game and maybe even a steel wall if I survived. And I'm going to just speed this up while I'm continuously scrolling around between the various tanks and slow it down. Watch this poor KV2. I feel bad for the KV2. He eventually dies to the Tiger 2, but it was a sad state of affairs when a KV2 has to face a near full health Tiger 2. Here, the IC-152 gets a free shot on the KV5 rear. Pretty funny. And I'm still rolling around. And I'm just going to skip this to the end, or at least fast forward this to the end. Because we win, but the Tiger 2 is the only thing that survives on their team. Well, we have many more vehicles that are surviving. So that ends that, and we shall view the scores in a second. Okay, here we have a game where I got Sniper, at least. And I believe that's the Master Gunner badge. I do not remember which one it is. But, Sniper. And notice how much XP I got, since this was actually my first win of the day with the 110. So, 3k XP, pretty good. I damaged 5 tanks. The Tiger 2 had damage, but it was from another source. It was not me. So, 5 tanks and 6 tank spotting damage. Here, you could see I did 3.2k damage, which was pretty good, all things considering, and a good chunk of XP gained, especially. Here, you see 13 shots fired, 13 hit, and 11 penetrated. Not quite as good as the last game, but it was still a high rate and worthy of Sniper. The hits received, I took 13 hits, 5 penetrated, 1 splash, which was obviously the artillery that killed me when I had about 505 health, and 8 non-penetrations, which were the bounces. The potential damage was outstanding. Just under 4,600 potential damage received, which is pretty good for a 110. I mean, you could do better, but in a game like this, I think I was pretty happy with how it turned out, even though I died. Since there was no courageous resistance since we won, and no steel wall, meaning no bonus, no hero bonus, the amount of profit I got was almost non-existent. I used more APCR shells in this game than the previous game, I think. Either way, we won. I still got profit, and I got a good chunk of XP out of it due to the daily double and my overall performance. If I lived, I would have gotten a steel wall, I'm pretty sure. More profit in the end, and probably a bit more XP as well. So, having said that, my opinions with the 110, it's a really good tank if you know how to use it. I mean, just about almost all tanks in game follow that rule, but this tank is a lot like the ICE-3. It has that pike hull, meaning it's really angled well at the upper front plate, and if you can guard the lower front plate, you will do very well. It can bounce even some tier 10 AP guns. I bounced shots from T-51 heavies from a decent range. And I don't know if it was APCR. I don't think it was APCR. No, heat. They'd be firing AP rounds at me, and I could still bounce decently. And you saw in the last game, my gun mantlet took a shot, or at least my gun, from an IC-152, and it only damaged the gun. It didn't destroy the gun, it only damaged it, and I took no actual health point damage, which was very important. And none of my crew members died either. So, it is a very good tank if you know how to use it. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best tier 8 heavy tanks. But I'll go into more details regarding the 110 in a future overview video for the 110. So, ending this, I wanted to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you like, comment, and subscribe the video if you did enjoy it. This is Yoshi542, signing out.